Hello and welcome to Crypto Exposed. Okay people, gather round, let's have a conversation. As you guys know, I make regular HBAR content and I've been noticing a bit of a trend here lately in regards to the comment section who have not really been too happy in regards to HBAR's price, and I'm seeing it as a bit of a reoccurring theme, and so I thought I would address this because I really do think people are looking at this from the wrong perspective. So before I even start, I just want to make one thing abundantly clear here. I'm not a maxi of any crypto. I'm not a maxi of HBAR. I'm not a maxi of XRP. I'm not a maxi of Bitcoin. I'm not a maxi of any crypto. So rest assured, if I see anything that I think is negative, please believe that I will tell you and I will say it in my videos. I'm not here to completely always say the grass is greener with these cryptos. I will tell you if I think something happens that I believe is negative. Okay, so I just want to make that clear, because when I'm here saying these things about HBAR, I don't want it to seem like it's because I'm just a maxi and I'm never going to say anything negative. I'm just giving you the honest truth when I look at it from a long-term perspective, right? And I think when you see my points to the end of this video, you may start to understand where I'm coming from. And if you don't, that's fair enough. We have the right to agree to disagree. But just hear me out here, because I think a lot of people are getting caught up in price right now. And I think it's causing an emotional distraction, right? And I think that's causing a lot of people distress in regards to how they're handling their investment, which is, it's always a bad idea, guys, right? So let's get into this now. So before we even start, I've got here the chart of Hedera and HBAR. Now, I just want to make this clear. I don't do my videos on the day and then release them. I actually do videos in advance. So the price could be different as to when this is actually released as to what it currently is right now. But as I'm looking at my computer right now, I'm looking at the price and it's roughly 6 cents, okay, for HBAR. And I just want to say, like, people are saying, you know, it's not really pumping. And I'm like, are we looking at the same chart? Because right now it's up 3.95%. And then if we just go to the monthly chart, let's just get that loaded up. There you go. You've got on the month, it's gone up 37%. So when people are saying it's not really pumping, like, is it because you just want it to be blasting off now and you want it to be going to these astronomical numbers? Because it's going up. So first and foremost, when people are talking about price, I'm kind of like, what are you seeing that we're not seeing? Or is it just because other cryptos are pumping more than HBAR, right? Which is a completely different conversation. So let's get into that. Now, the first thing I want to say, it's a quote that we've got here, and I'm just going to quickly show you this. Comparison is the thief of joy. And I think that's very apt here to say that, because when you look at the charts, as I was just saying, it's gone up almost 40%. So it's not like HBAR isn't pumping with the market. It is. I think what's just happening is that they're looking at other cryptos that are pumping way harder, and then they're seeing what these people are getting in terms of profits, and they're wanting to get that same level of profits. Okay, guys, there's other cryptos that are performing better than HBAR. Okay, fine. Like, I'm not here to disagree with that. There probably is other cryptos that may be performing better than HBAR. Like, I've never said that HBAR is the absolute best crypto performer ever. I've never said that. My point here is HBAR a good investment? And I think it is. And as you can see, it's performing and it's going up with the rest of the market. So just because it's not maybe performing as good as one other crypto doesn't mean that it's a bad crypto all of a sudden, right? And this is what I'm saying. I think people are looking at this just purely from price. And the problem that you've got when you look at it purely from price is, well, you can look at price in a very funny way, because when you just look at things in comparison to price, that's not always indicative of a company's potential, right? So let's just go into an example here. If we think about Terra Luna, right? Terra Luna was doing absolutely incredible. A lot of people would have made a lot of money off of Terra Luna. It was doing great. But what happened in the long term? It collapsed, right? If we think of SafeMoon, right? SafeMoon in the very early stages when it came out made a lot of people a lot of money. But what's happened now? It's turned out that the founders were involved in fraud. So the crypto is dumping right now, right? And this is the thing that I think a lot of people are getting misconstrued here. You're just looking at price and you're being blinded by price, because there's many factors that can make a crypto go up in price, right? Right now, we're in a speculative market. We're not in like a utility market. And the point of that is people are not necessarily buying cryptos right now to solve real world problems. A lot of people are buying cryptos purely based on what they think is going to make them profit. And the problem with that is when you've got the general retail holders who don't really necessarily understand investing that well, they will emotionally react when they're investing, right? So when the price goes up, they FOMO in. Oh, the price is going up. I need to get some more. I need to get some quick. But then some bad news comes out and suddenly, oh my God, it's the end of the world. The crypto is never going to come back, and they're panic selling. That's not good investing, right? And this is why with HBAR, you've got to understand what you're investing into, right? You've got to understand what this project is and what it can do. Because when you understand that, you can look at the things that's going on with the market and say, okay, maybe the price isn't pumping as hard as other cryptos right now. However, long term, the things that HBAR can do, I believe it will have a very good future ahead of itself, and you can feel comfortable. And so when certain things happen with the price, like for example, if it dumps temporarily, you won't be worried and panic selling, because you'll be thinking, okay, well, let's see what's actually happened here. Is it just HBAR following the rest of the market? Oh yeah, maybe it is. That's what it is right there. Or is there some news that's actually come out that would actually make you fundamentally change your opinion of Hedera and HBAR, right? And so if something comes out that's negative, then yeah, then maybe you need to review your investment at that point to decide if this is a company that you want to stick with, right? But if there's nothing that's fundamentally changed, then why would you get concerned, right? Because you've got to understand, the whole market is essentially following Bitcoin right now. That's what's happening. Like, let me just quickly show you something. I've got here, obviously, Hedera's price. Let me just quickly show you Bitcoin's price here. So, Hedera had gone up 39%, right? So here we go. We've got Bitcoin's chart here. Let's put Bitcoin to a month and see what their performance has been for a month. There you go. 38%, right? Do you see that? 38% for Bitcoin, 39% for Hedera, right? Do you see the correlation? Guys, HBAR is just following the market. That's it. That's all that's happening right now. And so when it gets to a point where these institutions are actually looking to get into crypto because they actually want to use it for the utility that they can provide, that's when I think the real price action is going to come with HBAR. I think that's what we're really waiting for. We're waiting for the utility bull run. Because once these institutions really see what they can do and understand that they can now actually use these cryptos to solve real world problems, that's when I think a lot of value will be coming into HBAR. That's my personal opinion. And so, yeah, is it a thing where possibly this may take a little bit longer than some other cryptos? Yeah, possibly. Possibly. But my thing here is this. Do I ever think about Hedera potentially collapsing? No. Do I ever think about leemon Baird committing fraud and defrauding the investors? No. Do I look at all the partnerships that they're doing and think that they're going in the right direction? Yes. So when it's all said and done, I'm looking at the fundamentals here and I'm not concerned with Hedera. And that's why when I'm talking to a lot of you guys in the comment section, I'm not worried about price right now. Because I understand that this is not the right environment to be worrying about price right now. And there's nothing that's fundamentally changed about Hedera to make me concerned, right? Like, for example, when the contract exploit first come out, I did a video on that. That was really early on in my channel. And I did a video on that. And I said, hey, yeah, this isn't the best. This is definitely something that they need to fix. But I said, is this the end of the world? No. These things can happen. If they found it now early and they can work on that and get it fixed so this is something that doesn't happen again, then I think they'll be okay. But I did say, yeah, this isn't the best. So I'm not here to always be like it's all rosy. Like if something happens that I think is a little bit negative, I will say it. But in the long term, when I look at everything, do I feel concerned? No, not at all. As you can see, Hedera has gone up with Bitcoin like it's expected to, like all the other cryptos are. So it's moving with the market. So yes, maybe there are other cryptos that are performing better, but who knows what that reasoning could be? And do these cryptos have longevity? I don't know, right? I don't know. But I've looked at Hedera extensively, and I really believe Hedera has a long-term future. So I'm willing to think long term with Hedera. I'm not just looking at the current price and getting disheartened. Because when I look at what it can do long term and I look at all the utility it has, it tells me it's a company that will have a stable future in my opinion. Right? There's a thing in stocks, right? In stocks and shares, and they're called blue chip stocks. And what blue chip stocks are, they're companies where they're basically what you would call a stable investment, right? So a blue chip stock, for example, would be Amazon, right? It's already massively known, like they've made their mark in the space. They're obviously a huge corporation at this point. So it's not likely that they're going anywhere, right? And so when you invest into these companies, you understand that, okay, they're probably not going to just shoot up in value at this point because there's not much more they can do that's going to significantly raise their price exponentially. However, you can feel comfortable that there'll probably be a slow and steady rise in investment. There's not probably going to be a lot of risk, right? Like you don't really think that Amazon is going to get closed down like within a month or anything like that, right? You don't think there's going to be a huge fraud scandal with Amazon. Like they're that big at this point that you feel that they're pretty much here to stay. And so you invest in these companies if you want like a low risk, kind of low reward, because you aren't going to get the big rises like you would with like an unknown company that's slowly trying to build their name up. But you know that it's not going to be a thing where you put your money in and you could just lose it all tomorrow because some huge scandal comes out and that's it, right? It just destroys the company. And so this is kind of like how I look at Hedera, right? I look at it as like a blue chip crypto company. Like they're huge. They've got huge brands who want to work with them, partnerships, the governing council, all that kind of thing. So I feel very comfortable with them as a company. But yeah, maybe it's not a thing where it's just going to rise like some other cryptos, because maybe some of these other cryptos are still new and still making their name. Like I think within the crypto space, Hedera is well known. And I think as crypto gets more and more adopted, they will be one of the big names in the space, right? And so I do think maybe that's being reflected within the price action at the moment because they are a solidified company. So you are going to get returns, but maybe you won't get the big returns like you would some other crypto companies. But I still think there's good price potential there because we're in crypto. Crypto is different to stocks, right? So you're still going to have bigger price swings and stuff like that. But I think when you maybe compare it to other crypto companies, maybe it won't be as big as some of the other crypto companies. Now, if you're willing to go with these other crypto companies and maybe accept a bit more risk to try and get more reward, hey, fair enough. If that's your prerogative and that's what you'd rather do, then fair enough, right? That's absolutely fine. That's completely down to your investment decision. But the thing for me is when I'm showing you all this stuff about Hedera, I'm trying to show you a company that has longevity. I'm trying to show you a company that I don't feel is going to be gone tomorrow. I don't feel there's going to be any kind of risk with this company, in my opinion. I don't think they're going anywhere. And so that's why I feel comfortable with HBAR, because I do still feel like overall, and maybe it will be a more long-term vision, but I do think I will make money from it. But as I say, like looking at it now, it's 40% up in a month, guys. So like, it's not like it's performing badly here. I think people just want to see the price action get ridiculously exponential because other cryptos are doing that kind of stuff. And I think this is where you've got to kind of stop looking at other cryptos and just look at what HBAR is doing, because it's still going up with the rest of the market and it's still doing well, right? When you start comparing and start looking at other people and stuff like that, jealousy is going to kick in and you're going to be unhappy even though HBAR is going up in price. Right? Like 40% in a month is great. There's not many places you can go to where you can get a 40% return in a month. There's really not. So to me, I'm happy with this. I really am. Like, would I like it to perform better? Of course. Like, obviously, if I had it my way, HBAR would be up 1,000%, 10,000%. But I understand it's not in our control. And I'm seeing that it's moving with the rest of the market. And as I say, right now it's just following Bitcoin. So if Bitcoin drops tomorrow, HBAR will drop tomorrow. That's just the way this works at the moment. Bitcoin is leading the market. And that's what people have just got to understand. Now, I think over time, that will change. I think as utility comes through, that will be the main driver of these cryptos. And I think that's where Hedera will get its time to shine because it has so much utility. So a lot of institutions will want to get involved because they will want to utilize the token. But we've got to wait till that comes, guys. We haven't got regulations yet. We're still very early in this space. It's going to take time. So for me, it's a waiting game, and I'm just prepared to wait. It's just that simple for me. So I thought I'd do this video, guys, because I know a lot of people at the moment are in my comment section and they're very unhappy with how the price is. Like, they're really not, they're really not satisfied at all, which is a shame. But I think if you can maybe change your perspective and see things how I've explained it, maybe you will look at this differently. But what do you guys think? After everything I've explained, does this make you feel a bit better about HBAR and its price? Do you agree that you think this is more of a long-term plan? Do you think HBAR is going to be fine overall in terms of its utility? Do you see this happening sooner rather than later? Or do you not agree with me? Do you actually think that this is still bad in regards to what's happened? Is there any other cryptos out there that you're personally following that you think has a much better chance in terms of getting price action than HBAR? If so, let me know which ones and let me know why you think that. Let me know your thoughts, guys. I'd be interested to hear. Thank you very much for watching this. If you did like it, please remember to drop a comment, like, and subscribe. But until next time, take care.